All you do is
New
pump
train tweet.
disinformation.
Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did
What?
those girls to cover up those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to
What
come at
the
me and make
fuck?
shit, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure. I'm lost.
I don't even. Holy shit. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail like, dude, all those you insecure pussy?
I literally just read it. What does it mean to railroad him?
I don't know. What the fuck? What?
I'm confused.
I don't
high
even.
road. I don't know, man.
And
Yeah,
Train has been nothing but supportive to me this whole time. So he did not use my like story in a negative way. Like he's always been supportive of me, and he like told me before saying it too.
So just one thing that I want to say in reference to all this, this isn't necessarily like specific to this story, but I always feel like if this was happening and Train knew about it, why wait to use it as a gotcha kind of thing? This seems like a very serious thing, so why use it as a dunk?
I personally feel like it was so pushed on the rug because it was already out, and I feel like I guess now was a good time to bring it up for him. But it's always been like, for me, like this has been my life for the past year. Like I'm constantly facing repercussions of the fact that I'm the smaller streamer and I got the shit end of the stick for something that I didn't even want to come out about, and something that happened when I was asleep. And it's something that has like torn me apart, and just to be able to speak about it and tell my truth, it means a lot, you know, like for people to actually take the time to listen to what I have to say, and not it being diluted, not it being watered down so people don't get kicked out of their houses, you know. That's why like I am grateful for the opportunity that Train presented, because I've been like suffering with this for a really long time.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I guess I just meant more like, for example, had I known something like this came up, I wouldn't have waited to use it as like a weapon. You know what I mean? I feel like this is something that should have been public.
That was swept under the rug.
So was it like? I didn't see it when it happened. Was this at the time like
it was
known?
On LS? It was top of LSF for a while.
Okay. So then it just kind of faded out of people's memories then until today?
It was like kind of like covered up and trying to like move on quickly. And even in the clip, he's like, everyone forgot about it. Like nobody cares anymore. So it's like, damn. It's like something that people don't really care about anymore. Maybe it doesn't affect him anymore. Something that affects me every day.
Okay, I see then. All right. I thought it was like something that he had kept quiet about until just now to use it as ammo. Yeah. Okay, but if it was something that they did publicize and for some reason it just people didn't remember it, then that makes a lot more sense why I'd bring it up again. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about this situation. That's awful.
Thank you for taking the time to listen too.
Train went full nuclear. This is insane. There's a lot of people that dislike Train. I disagree with Train on a lot of things, but overall, I've always had a positive impression of him as a person. I think he actually I think statistically he has like the 10th most gifted subs across the whole platform. He's very generous to his friends, and he really seems to be like a good-hearted person, even though I don't agree with a lot of his takes. If nothing else, he's always struck me as someone who's been honest. I didn't like him trying to weaponize this situation. At least that's how I viewed it. I see this a lot when there's drama. xQc did the same thing. Miz, I have nukes. I've got the nukes, Miz. You don't want your career ended. If you have horrible things, you know a streamer's done horrible things, please say it. Like, this isn't a battle of numbers. This isn't a battle of clout. You say it. Like, these are, like, that's a crime. Sexual assault's a fucking crime. It shouldn't be used as a gotcha moment. Like, I don't like that. I've never liked that. Handle it. Get it to the proper authorities, get it to the proper people, the proper channels, and remember, not everything needs to be like a song and dance for viewers, for content. A lot of things transcend that. Then withholding info makes you think others have dirt on them as well. The impression I've got is a lot of streamers lock themselves into like a cold war with each other. Like they just compile a ton of blackmail that can be used at any moment, like gunpowder and like a powder keg. It's silly. It's fucking silly to me. You don't have to be friends. And in fact, I think this has shown everyone most streamers aren't actually friends. But like if you have all of this awful information on someone, you can't just make it like a piece of content for yourself or to like bring them down as content. Like handle it. Like legitimately handle it. I think it's very silly. Very silly. And it always throws into question like, oh, if this person is so bad and they've done all this awful stuff, why would you then be friends with them and do all these things with them? It's not good for anyone, including yourself. It makes you look bad too. Have you seen this insane clip? Can't say I
What?
have.
I told everyone ahead of time. I hinted at it. Shit, everyone clowned on me. Fuck all these people. Finally, remember when I said end times? Yeah, I was talking to Train on Discord. We knew. Wait, you freak. Why didn't you come out with this then? Why are
Yeah.
they like literally...
That's bad.
Why are they in this most unhinged way hiding like sexual assault?
Yeah, that's just bad.
What the fuck? And like waiting for the most opportune
That's not the
time to
W he thought it
reveal
was.
while simultaneously yelling at me for not even knowing anything about it. That means you're a fucked up person, idiot. You knew about it and you never said anything about it.
That's exactly what I said. If you know about a sexual assault and you don't say anything about it and you use it as like a gotcha, here's a fat nuke for your career, you're still a bad person. Like, you're still a bad person. You knowingly refuse to acknowledge or bring to light a sexual assault. Like, that's exactly what I was saying. I hate that. I've seen, it's not just on Twitch, I've seen that on YouTube as well, where people have like these terrible things, like they know these horrible things about these people, and then it's just used as a, now here's the drama. Did you guys know this about them? Bet you didn't. It's not really xQc's place to talk about it though. Yeah, but it is. It's a sexual assault. That's a crime. That's bad. That's something that needs to be reported. No, it isn't. I understand, like, as a spectator, like, the juicier the accusations and all that, like, the more entertaining. But this is something that needs to legitimately involve authorities. Like, this isn't just a piece of internet content. Hey, I know about this woman that was sexually assaulted, but I'm going to keep this in my back pocket till I don't like that guy anymore, until it's no longer beneficial for me to pretend to be friends with him. I'm going to keep this to myself. You're a stupid asshole. Like, you are a bad person for that too. Now, I haven't seen Train celebrating like this. Train brought this out when it was already brought to light, and after talking to Adriana, she believes that, you know, this was publicly brought out, and Train was just reminding people of it. X is over here celebrating like it was a secret that he was keeping, which is bad. It's up to the victim to decide how they want to handle it. And after talking to the victim, it seemed she wanted to handle it, like, publicly, talk about it, but was coerced into making a lighter statement about the situation, being manipulated. And then was thankful that Train brought it up and gave her another opportunity to speak about it since it faded from everyone's mind. It's not up to them, though? It's not up to the victim? Who's it up to? So if it's not up to the victim, and it's not up to the people who knew about the sexual assault, who's it up to? Like, you guys just keep going back and forth. Like, you are trying to make a no-win situation where everyone's wrong. But that's just not the case. She said on her stream they talked to her about it several times before and she didn't want to share it. And then it was used on Twitter as a dunk. And I just talked to her and she said that she was thankful that it got shared so she could finally, like, tell her experience and get it back out there. Which is what I even asked her, is like, was it uncomfortable that it was used as a weapon? As opposed to, like, actually being handled. Yep, she brought up how Novaru brought it out and was unhappy about that. We got the whole situation from her. She was on a bit earlier. So I have a pretty decent understanding of this now. I knew nothing about it coming in, but now I feel pretty knowledgeable on the subject. The intention of using it as a dunk was bad, but the outcome was good. Well, yeah. What is happening? This is a certified Twitter moment of, oh, you like waffles, which means you hate pancakes? I'm saying I don't like when things like this are used as, like, a dunk or a gotcha. The outcome is good, though. Like, it is a positive outcome. I'm criticizing the keeping it to yourself thing. I think that's bad. Because now the victim is finally able to share her story, and like she said on the stream not too long ago, only like 30 minutes ago, she is relieved that now she can bring it back out and let people know again, and tell her truth to it. And I feel like it's only just beginning. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm predicting at least 5 more days of heavy rainfall here.
So me.
Okay, sorry to pause. I keep seeing it in chat. It's not. I'm gonna say it one more fucking time. It's not that I would expect xQc or anyone who knew about the sexual assault to be the one to break the story if it's against the wishes of the victim. But the point is, if you know that information about them, why are you going to continue to be friends with them publicly? Bro, this happened in 2020. They knew about it in 2021, apparently, and they still went on to open Pokemon cards together. They went on to do so much collaborative content together. So how are you going to know this, still be their friend, not do anything to get it solved with them, and then just drop it as a dunk? That's bad. Like, it's just not like that is bad. Like, I feel like that's inarguable. It's, again, the onus isn't on them to break the story if it's against the wishes of the victim. That is entirely up to them how they want their truth to come out. 100%. I agree there. That's not the point I'm trying to make, and I'm sorry if it's getting muddled. The point is, you're still friends with the person that you know this about. And you're still publicly doing collaborative content together. Even knowing this. Without doing anything to fix it or get to the bottom of it. That's my point. That's bad. You are also bad in that situation. That's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully that was a good summation so it doesn't get fucking twisted again in chat, because I keep seeing it come up. That's it. They weren't friends though? Yes, they were. If the timeline is to be believed, X and Train knew about this situation, and they still opened Pokemon cards together throughout all of 2021. Think of how many times Ms. X Train opened Pokemon cards. Fucking Train went out to open Pokemon cards at Mrs. house. He was wearing sunglasses and a mask because he was worried about Corona. I remember it. It did not happen late 2021. Adriana came on stream not too long ago and explained the timeline. It was 2020. She made her post in 2021 after being manipulated into writing a more even post, a lighter post to not make it look too bad. So the timeline is 2020, 2021 when it was made public. Now, I don't know when xQc may not have known at the time, I suppose. I don't know when they... It's possible there's wiggle room on when they found out. I couldn't tell you. I'm not really sure there. But regardless, knowing it and still publicly being friends, and you don't do anything, or say anything, or try and fix it, or talk to the victim to get it right, you fucked up, and you also look bad. X didn't know, you're just spewing shit. There is a literal fucking chat log that we just looked at of X celebrating saying, I hint, told you I had the nukes, hint, told you I had the nukes. What are you talking about? Now you are just spewing shit. And you guys think I'm like, I hate xQc or Train now. No, I don't. I think the way that they handled it is still not great. Now, after talking to Adriana, I think the way Train did it is a little more justifiable, considering it seems like he had reached out to her to try and like get everything sorted, or at least did more than just use it as ammunition. And I don't see him going around celebrating about like, haha, told you, I told you, I told you. Yeah, I've been seeing Forson's takes. I think he's a very like good source on like opinions. Sometimes he gets a little too verbose, but you know, when you're that passionate, you just can't help it, and I get that. So yeah, you know, I always appreciate his perspective on things. xQc's furious at you for your... xQc's furious with me. What? What did I do? Did I say something controversial? What? I feel like I just gave like very baseline takes. You're just... Who? What is this title? What is this title? You're just as bad for keeping such information private, waiting for the right moment? And they put it in quotes?
Fucking...
And you don't say anything about it, and you use it as like a gotcha, here's a fat nuke for your career. You're still a bad person. Like, you're still a bad person. You knowingly refuse to acknowledge or bring to light a sexual assault. Like, that's exactly what I was saying. I hate that. Hey, great quote here in the title. I didn't even say that. What the fuck? That's just such a normal take. Can't wait for xQc to see that one. Get the most wrong impression immediately. Love that. Are you still here? How do you see who clipped this? Man, you've been here for a minute, too. Did you turn your brain off tonight? You sipping on stupid juice or something? You couldn't even get this part right? Holy shit. It was James Corden's alt. True. Rough. Now they got me in the fry cooker. Well, they've got something that's supposed to be me in the fry cooker, I guess. The comments say it's not xQc's place to talk about the victim. I can't wait for them to watch the VOD because I'm sure they'll thoroughly investigate what I was saying. Because, man, will they be shocked to see me say that not too long after this clip ends. You accused them of being friends? What the fuck? They literally were friends. Like, they opened Pokemon cards together throughout all of 2021. What do you mean? That's not an accusation. That's just a fact. They publicly put on the face of being friends. What do you mean? With Slick. Never said that. I was talking about Miz. Because it was about xQc and his chat logs talking about Miz. Never said that he was friends with Slick. He was friends with the guy that orchestrated the cover-up. Never said he was friends with Slick. Unless you're talking about this with her opinion on xQc and Train not mentioning it sooner. Is that what you wanted me to see?
Critical of Train and xQc for not saying something. Do you have any thoughts or feelings about that?
I feel like it's kind of like a time and place thing because I've never talked to XQC about it, but obviously it was.
Oh,
it was like
right.
down
Oh
the
god,
line
I can't even
Train
move
told
this.
him, but
Here, I'll
Train
just
has
listen.
always, like, when something
Oh god,
arrives,
it's picture in picture.
feeds has been there for me about it, but it's not like a lot of people are like he should have said something. It's not really something that's easily
That's too late now. Whatever.
like brought up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that we can just go live and say, hey guys, today I'm talking about the fact that Crazy Slick touched me when I was sleeping. Like, it's I don't think that they should be ridiculed for that because they were anybody who knew really behind the scenes, because it is a weird position to be put in, and it's kind of time and place. Like, when do we talk about it? When do we tell the truth? When is it a good time to do so? Or if we bring
Critical of Train.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. 100%. And again, I was saying, why would you continue to be friends with the person that has done those things? Oh, Jesus. Or at least publicly pretend to be. You don't have to be the one to break the story. But you shouldn't be friends with that person. He didn't know at the time. Well, she was just saying that they did know. And it was a matter of when is the time, because it's a hard thing to be like open with and bring up. They weren't friends with Miz. Since when? When did they stop being friends? Last I saw, they were opening Pokemon cards together and interacting on Twitter pretty often. X never opened pack with anyone. What a lie. I was literally in a call with him opening packs. It was me, Miz, Ludwig, and X. Weren't they in a call for our place? Hey, another great example. xQc and Miz teamed up real hard for our place. So, how long did he know? Because all of this nuke thing only came up recently with that stream. I had no fucking clue. Call X. Is he online? He's not even streaming. I'd love to hear his perspective on it. Because like I said, if the timeline that as I understand it, is wrong, then yeah, I get it. But if you are going to publicly be like friendly with a guy that you know has facilitated a cover-up for a sexual assault, you're not in a good position either. Like, you don't have to be the one to break the story. That's, again, not up to you. You don't have to do that. But there's just no reason to continue to pretend to be friends with that person or be friends with that person. Sad to see you have these trash takes. Used to love your videos. Your name is Felix Gamble1, and you just made your account. What am I reading tonight? It is a rational take. What? How young is chat? What is happening? If one of my friends let's say my friend didn't even assault someone, but he covered it up. And the victim's like, I don't really want this to come out. Totally respectable. I'm still not being that guy's friend. I'm not going to collab with them. I'm not going to be like, hey, come on stream just for a little bit, but we got to put on a front. Like, I'm not going to do anything with them anymore. So the timeline, as I understood it, was 2021 is when this was known. And that's Train, and I was under the impression it was X. Maybe it's not. It's very possible it's not, which I've said earlier, it might not be. It very well might not be. It's very possible. But if it is, then yes, you are still in a bad position because very recently you were friendly with the person that did this, that you knew did this, right? So why? That's bad. You look bad. But I am totally open to know or being proven that X didn't know until very recently and had communicated with the victim about not coming forward with it because it wasn't his place. I am always open to something like that. And I keep seeing that cope of they aren't even friends. Even if they weren't friends behind the scenes, they still had a publicly facing friendly relationship. They were recently teamed up for our place. I was literally in the call with them for our place. Call equals friends. Yes! When you're in a call for hours with somebody, coordinating your plan on our place to team up, forming your alliances, I am now under the impression that you are friendly with that person. If you're not, why be in the call? Why do that together? But yeah, I'm super willing to hear from X. I heard from the victim herself, got the whole situation laid out to have a better understanding of it. Would love to hear from X and his situation. And when he knew about this whole thing. I know, man. Can you believe that it was only 2 days ago that the biggest news was Slicker scamming? This whole thing could be a psyop from Slicker. Like, you know, we can't put anything off the table. Anything's possible. That was yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago. The Slicker thing was 2 days ago. Right? Fuck, now I'm losing confidence. Literally 2 people said it was yesterday and now I'm questioning it. I think it was 2 days ago. E-Rob is missing out on the good shit. Yeah. E-Rob, God rest his soul.